All right. Hopefully this is it. Thanks for joining. If anybody's out there, thought I'd give it a shot today. I haven't done a lot of live stuff. It's not as easy as a lot of the people make it look, especially for myself. No, CJ, you didn't miss this yet. I'm just trying this out. See, I got to work the hands, CJ. I'm not as good as you are at this live stuff. I'm weak at it. Trying to learn. But lots of fun, and definitely had some time tonight. So I thought you know, it's dark. I'm scared. Oh, you guys can't see me? Can you see me? Let me know. Let me know if you can see me. Hopefully you can. Thanks for joining me. Gonna talk some comics. Gonna talk some Veve. We can talk about anything you guys want. Let me know if you can see me or if it's messed up. The camera's messed up. But thanks for coming out. I think we got a couple people coming in still. Yeah, so just been really busy. I've been talking a lot about that. I started a company with friends about 4 years ago. Some people know this, and it's been a really, really fun, but lots of work. And we're coming out with one of our new products. I'm in charge of that, so definitely has taken a ton of work. And but what else are you gonna do, right? I've done a number of companies, started them from right from ground zero. It's lots of fun. But yeah. So yeah. I definitely want to talk about some comics today, but feel free to throw any questions into the comments. I'll try and get to it. And let's see, we got Wally here. We got Travis. We got CJ in here. We got Wolfie Barker. Thanks for coming out. But definitely, yeah, I'm going to show some comics. And if you guys have any questions, and we'll see. We'll get right to it. But yeah, so I thought I'd start out with, we got another trailer, and the new Mandalorian season is, it's coming soon. 1st of March, I believe. So we have, a couple weeks. Love the Mandalorian stuff. Didn't like Boba Fett very much. Was not a big fan. I mean, I like Boba Fett, but was not a big fan of the Boba Fett series. I thought the first episode was okay, but then it went downhill. And in the end, it was brutal. But then it was really odd. In the middle of it, they had those 2 Mandalorian episodes, which I thought were good. You got to see Luke Skywalker. I always love Luke Skywalker. And so if you haven't seen the kind of 2 odd, I think it was like episodes 5 and 6 inside of the Boba Fett series, you definitely want to watch those before the new Mandalorian series comes out March 1st. So that was the first thing I wanted to say. Second, I think we can guess, and maybe that'll be fun. We can all guess together what we think is going to happen. It looks like they're going back to Mandalore, and I think they'll probably introduce some new characters, obviously, and perhaps some old ones as well. And that's where kind of the comic spec comes in. So I will dig right into that right away. Okay, so not these guys yet. I kind of have this in the wrong order. So, if you haven't watched the animated Rebels, I suggest it's really great. It's one of the best, I think, end-to-end Star Wars. I think there's 4 seasons that we have. And it's kind of, I know it's animated, and I know it gets a little kiddish at times, especially the first season, was a little kiddish, but then it kind of hits its stride. And I really, really enjoyed Rebels. Even my wife, who isn't as much into that stuff, really, really enjoyed Rebels. And they have, of course, all kinds of spectacular characters that they introduce there. And one of them is Kanan, who is this Padawan who escaped. You get to see him in various ones, but this came in, which is a 6-issue series is definitely one you want to try and find. It's not that heavily printed. And this first one is really the cameo of all of the main characters. And so I'll just show these since I have all of them. So this is the first one. This is the cameo of all the major characters. That's one. This is two. Here's three. This is four. This is his younger years as he's, kind of growing up. And then this is five. All these covers are pretty awesome. And then the big one, which has all the full appearances of everybody, is this one here, which is Kanan the Last Padawan number 6. This cover is really awesome too. And so this, most people feel like, is the first appearances of Ezra, Sabine, obviously not Kanan because he was in the other ones, but this is, and it's got the spectacular cover. So why is this a big comic? And you can get this really reasonably in a 9.8 on eBay or whatever, is because Ezra, who is this Jedi who kind of disappears at the end of Rebels. I don't want to ruin it. And a couple others we might see, but Sabine is the Mandalorian in it. And this is her first appearance here. I do believe we will see her in season 3. Lots of rumors that she will appear in season 3 of The Mandalorian. So I do think this comic will potentially, and it's a lower print run. So you never really know how exactly many are printed, but definitely one if you like Star Wars and you want to take a shot at it. She's a great character. We'll probably see her, and she'll, I think, become popular. I bet you she'll become very popular. So, and Ezra, like I said, the other one is Ezra. So really, you get double FAs in that comic. I think it's a good one. So let me check and go back here and see what we got here for any questions. So people just saying, CJ says, if I can do it, I'm fairly confident you can do it. Yeah. Hi, Woody. Good to see you. Hell yeah. Glad I opened up the app right when I started. Yeah. I'm a little bit rusty at this whole live thing. You'll have to bear with me. The collector says, any new physical comic grail purchases, or is something you're trying to hunt for in 2023? I haven't bought any big time physical grails. I've been buying a lot of, as you know, NFTs or digital collectible comics. And I've slowed down in a lot of that stuff, which is kind of good and bad, right? Now would be the time if I was a true collector, right? Everybody's always talking about, if you're a true collector, if I was a true collector, now would actually be a great time to buy, because a lot of the comics have gone way, way down in value. So, I mean, a good example would be like Ultimate Fallout 4. I think its high was maybe around, for a 9.8 first print, was like maybe, I think it might have been 3,500, maybe 4,000, maybe. And now I saw one selling just the other day for 1,800. So it's really come down. Obviously not as low as when I first started buying them. When I first got my Ultimate Fallout 4 9.8s, I think I was buying them for 300, 350. It was definitely under $400. So lucky to have picked those up when I did. But I think the one that I had talked about buying this year, and I'd like to get, and it's not a hard one to get, and I should own it, is a Amazing Spider-Man 129, which is the first appearance of Punisher. It's just a comic I've always really wanted. I don't know why I haven't bought one. I did own a raw one a while ago. I sold it. It was a pretty good one too. I probably should have kept it and graded it. But it's, there's a lot of those out there. It's not a scarce comic, but who doesn't want the first appearance of the Punisher? I do think he'll show up potentially in the new Daredevil show. There's rumors that he could potentially be in the Armor Wars show. So I think we're going to see some Punisher. The rumor is they're going to keep that same actor, John Bernthal. Hopefully I'm pronouncing his name correctly. And he's great. He's a great actor. I really like him as Punisher. And the rumor is that Deadpool 3 is going to be rated R. And the significance of that is obviously that's good, but that gives me hope for what they may or may not do with the Punisher, because obviously you kind of, that kind of probably should be rated R. Not that they would do a movie, but they're not afraid to, I think, with the kind of violence that generally you think of when you're thinking of someone like the Punisher. They're not shying away from that. I don't know. We'll see. But that's a comic I thought about. It's not really a big time grail, but that's one I was thinking about buying this year. And I'm sure there's others. And I'm always kind of an opportunist. I'm a person who, tries to keep a little cash on hand. So if I see a good deal, I can grab it. But, there's a lot of good deals on Veve and in physical comics right now. So if, as I say to other people, if you have a comic that you are looking at and you want my opinion on anything, my DM is open on Instagram and on Twitter. So feel free just to, ask me anything. I'll tell you, I'll give you my best opinion on it. So yeah, nothing that I can say for sure, but definitely. Do your dance. Thank you. I appreciate it. Google thing rarely come without. Yeah. For sure. Stephen, can you talk more about the macro and how it affects the comic market in 2008 and where you see it now? Well, that's a big question. And I think we know a lot of the answers to that. It's a game of it's probably the game of, the economy always oscillates up and down. We know that. We were riding pretty high for a while. We knew that COVID was going to cause some problems. And I'm not an economist. I'm not, but it's clear that inflation had kind of got out of our control. And there's only so many tools that the, government can use, and raising interest rates is one of them. We know what that does. But, on the other hand, there's been some interesting things where we haven't seen a lot of unemployment, which is good. And, but I think it's probably going to be another year at least till they, lower interest rates, and that in turn kind of spikes things and people will have more cash, and depending on what YouTube channel or what experts you want to go by, people believe there'll be some more tightening of a lot of different things. So maybe there'll be less cash in the world. I don't know. So there's a lot of different things there. Comics, just like anything, I think, had its great run. And I think the MCU fueled a lot of that. There's a lot of different pieces of that. I have not seen the new Ant-Man movie. A lot of the reviews are not good. It's probably, I always think of it, it's not as bad as people think, but it's probably not good. It's probably not, as good as Infinity War, right? So the quality of the MCU has dropped. And, a lot of things. So I think naturally, we're seeing this pullback in comics. For me, it doesn't matter. I just keep the stuff. I love collecting it. So maybe it's opportunity to buy. It'll bounce back, but it just might take longer. For physical comics, I definitely feel quite good about. Obviously, when you're talking about digital collectibles and NFTs, it's still an unknown kind of wild, wild west scenario. But I'm also hopeful for that as well. All right, let's keep going here. Walrus King, good to see ya. Pixel Trader, y'all excited for new Ant-Man? I am excited to see it. And I know it's got some bad reviews, but I definitely, I'm going to definitely go see it. And hopefully, I'll enjoy it. Maybe I'll have, the bar is set so low. Maybe it'll surprise me, but not that anybody cares, my opinion, but I did like Black Panther 2 a lot. I thought that was a good one. But Thor Love and Thunder, man, that for whatever reason did not work for me. That movie did not work for me. And I really didn't like Doctor Strange and the, multi-universe. That one I didn't like that much either. So yeah, we're due for a good couple MCU movies. I really was hoping that this Ant-Man movie was going to knock it out of the park. But we'll see. Supposedly Kang is great though, so that's good. I'll take that. I don't know, Darius. I'm not sure I pronounced it, but thank you. I appreciate that. What they did with the Sand People and Boba Fett, but yeah, the last couple episodes are pretty bad. Yeah, the Sand People stuff was a little bit interesting. Once again, it's kind of weird always when you have these kind of almost mythical type characters, and then you learn a little bit more. It's always different than what you think. But that was cool. I didn't mind that. Yeah, it just didn't work for me. That Boba Fett, the whole thing didn't work for me, especially towards the end. It really got crazy. Caster, thanks for showing up. Travis says, do you have any copies that you read and then also graded copy? I do buy stuff. I very rarely, starting probably about, and this is, maybe I shouldn't admit this, but starting about maybe 3-4 years ago, I buy a lot of comics and I don't physically read them. I have a Marvel Unlimited subscription, and I just read them that way. I get too busy. They stack up and I can't remember which ones are which. And I got stacks of comics that I need to put in my boxes, and it's madness. So when I do have time, I jump to Marvel Unlimited and I read them there. And I just renewed my subscription. They had some Valentine's Day special, so I think it was pretty reasonable. I can't remember what it was. Don't quote me. Maybe it was $100 for the year or something like that. So, less than $10. Now the comics on Marvel Unlimited come out late. So they come out maybe, I think it might be 3 to maybe 4 months late. So, but because I wasn't getting to my comics anyways, because I'm so crazy, it's difficult. So, for example, I haven't read any of the new Miles Morales yet. So I want to get into that. So we'll see. But yeah, for the most part, I am not reading mine. I try to keep them in as good a condition as I can. And then I just, put them in bags and boards and throw them in the box. And then, it's the whole you hear this before, which is we're praying that some of the comics that come out today end up being the, AF-15s of tomorrow, right? Most of them don't. We know that. But over the years, I'm always surprised. Like I have a bunch of comics and one hits. You see it on all the big, Comic Tom or wherever, that this is a hot comic. And I'm like, whoa, I have that comic. I didn't even know that. I remember when that comic was worth nothing. So that's always kind of exciting to know that you have some of these comics. And then what I do, because grading is expensive, I wait till the value of the comic is, really over 100. And well, now it's different, right? You used to wait till it was over $100. Now you kind of got to wait till that 9.8 is maybe $200. And the reason for that is when you send it in, it's going to cost you, 25, 30, $40 to get it graded. We all think our comics are 9.8s, but a lot of them come back and they're not 9.8. So what happens if you get a 9.6? What is the 9? You better be able to get your money back. So I always try to compute that. What happens if the comic comes back a 9.6? Am I going to be able to get the money back for grading? Which means that a 9.8 kind of got to sell for 200 something, and then a 9.6 might sell for 100. So that's what I'm thinking. So I really wait until the comic is really valuable, and then I go ahead and grade it. That's how I do it. But everybody's different. So here we go. When will Veve prices start rising again? That's a tough one. And in a lot of cases, I don't think they will. I think a lot of these collectibles and comics may not go up. And it's just constant game of the soon. And I do, when's the marketing mass? The key is this combination of them having additional functionality like the Master Collector program, but also they need more users. And that's harder than we think. We know that. And they're starting. We saw that. They did their new branding. We saw even for the Lamborghini drop on Sunday, there was a lot more marketing than we've seen in a long time for a drop. And that's very, very exciting. Maybe, that'll bring it in more users, but that's the key to the prices, right? You need more users. And obviously you want users that want to spend some money, but it's going to be a long road. I don't think it's going to be, we're not going to see anything, turn around right away. And, and if you think back, of course, the heyday was about a year ago. And, but even that was not what we thought. People were buying gems for 70% or 70 cents on the dollar. So, that combined with the crypto crash, combined with the, all these different things, A, B, C, D, it's a miracle the thing is still working, right? But if you look down the line, and I've talked about this in my videos, and I can talk about more about this later. I just I'm a true believer. maybe I need to think through again. But yeah, definitely. Hey Omar, good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. CJ says, I regret not picking up UFOs when they were cheap. Yeah. It was I'm glad I got four UF4 9.8s, and I sold I sold all of them. I sold all of them when they were at 1,000. And then I bought the 2 that I have now, which are the signed ones, 9.8 signed ones. So, yeah, it's a big book. Yeah, no, it's a great book. It's one of my favorites. It's one of ASM 129, which is the classic one. If I had one, I could show you guys. It's the classic one where you see the Punisher, you see the like sniper scope on. It's got a yellow background, the sniper scope on Spider-Man, and it's one that I remember when I was younger going to the comic book shops, and they had it always up on these walls way up there that you can't touch. And of course, nothing was graded back then. And I remember it, I think it was like $100. And I was like, oh my God, that comic is $100. I'll never own that. That's insane, So definitely. Kyle, thanks for stopping by. I need to make 100 gem cash out. Yeah, I mean, it was 1,000 and now it's 500. I don't know, what they'll set for those numbers, but they're coming down. So you never know. Castor says, oh, thanks. I appreciate that. The collector says, price appreciation wise, do you think digital physical will be higher in 20 years from now? But percentage wise, interesting. Percentage wise, that's an interesting question because, okay, so let's use it. So let's take AF-15, right? So my AF-15, I mean, it might be worth 20K now. So, is it going to double? Well, 20 years. 20 years. I don't know anything that's going to happen in 20 years. We could, aliens could kill us in 20 years. I have no idea what's going to, but let's just say, in 5 years, let's do 5 years. I don't, 20 years is too far for me. I think things will come back. Is this my physical AF-15 going to double? Yeah, I think it could double. So let's just pretend it doubles in 5 years. If Veve does what we think it's going to do, is the common, let's talk about the common. So the common AF-15, I think, is around $400. Could it get to 1,000? Yeah. Percentage wise, I think they'll be comparable, but it also could go up much more. In other words, could the common get to $1,500 on Veve? Yeah, it's possible. There's 6,000 of them. I think I'm saying that right. Only 10,000 total of that comic. So yeah, it's possible. So percentage wise, I think, maybe the NFTs do better. When you're looking at some of the other ones, when you're looking at like, one of the, I did a video on the X-Men ones. So, you're looking at, I don't know, some of those X-Men, X-Men 4, first appearance of Wanda. I think you can get that for $8-10. Can that get to $20? Yeah. Can that get to $30? Yeah. It's already been up to 50. I think at one point it was even higher than that. So, those could do quite well, I think, percentage wise. Once again, we're talking percentage wise. And I always like to think of too is like, would a person who's really into the MCU pay $10 for the first appearance of Wanda? Yeah, that seems real possible, right? Would they pay $50,000? No, probably not. That's way out of everybody's budget. But $50? Yeah. A big X-Men person who wants to collect all the keys. That's X-Men 4. Yeah, I think that's possible. So yeah, I think it could do well. I think they could do well, percentage wise. Oh, and Jimbo's in here. Hey. So Jimbo, if you didn't know, I want to thank him so much. When I was in, gave this to me when I was in LA. It's so incredible that if you could see it, the beadwork on it's like unbelievable. So such a great gift. I keep it right here. So much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And so cool. What a great gift. Some of the other people got them as well. So incredible gift. Thank you so much. Glad you're here. Thanks for stopping by. Juan said, Kang was great. The rest was, that's what people are telling me as well. So I'm just going to go in with an open mind. Hopefully I like it. Now here, for example, once again, maybe everybody will jump off now, but Eternals, the movie Eternals, everybody did not like. I actually like that movie. So maybe, maybe I'll like Ant-Man more than others. The big guys in here. Big guys are in here. Super ceremony. Comic was the most room to grow if the bull market returns. Go. Okay. Okay. I think he's talking Veve, obviously. Talking NFT. So it's a tough one. I think you want to look at the scarce ones. So if we're looking at the scarce ones, we're talking, well, ASM 252 would be the most scarce, but let's take that one out. And once again, percentage wise, other things. So we're talking about the ones that are 10,000 most likely. You got to start with Journey into Mystery 83, first appearance of Thor. I think right now it's at 50, 60, maybe around 60 gems. Only 6,000 of them. I feel like that's got huge. I mean, and then you put it up against $400 AF-15. Could it get there? Yeah. I think that Thor one is good. Another one that's 10,000 is, and it's about 40 gems, is ASM 300, first appearance of Venom. Obviously, I'm super biased, love Venom, but that's another big one. I'm trying to think of even the Fantastic Four 52 first appearance of Black Panther that just came out. They're only $20 or 20 gems. That one I think has got to be one you look at. So those are the ones that I would look at. For sure look at those. Oh, I got a super chat. Whoa, look at this. I think this might be my first one ever. Thank you, Randy. Appreciate it. Wow. Andy's in here watching my stream. I feel like a winner here. So yeah, that would be the one that I'd say. The couple. Okay, so what do you say? Can you comment on Black Panther 5? FA is Black Panther, Avengers 181, Scott, and okay. So I'll do the first one is of Black Panther 5. That's a big book. Excuse me, it's not that big a book. I don't know why I said that. I think the first appearance of Shuri is bigger, but this one is kind of a sleeper. It's not like, I can't remember where I put it. I think I put it in tier C. It's a book. I mean, I have a physical. I think I might have 2 physicals somewhere. It's part of, if you're a Black Panther fan and you want all the keys, you're going to want Fantastic Four 52. You're going to want Black Panther 1. You're going to want all, it's in there. So because it's one of the keys, it's going to be on people's list, but I don't think it's as big as, some of the other Black Panther ones, Black Panther 1 is the first appearance of Shuri, Okoye. I mean, you're going to want all those if you're a Black Panther fan. And, there's not that many of them. I really like the covers on that one. So, and I really want to get the secret rare. So I think I'm going to buy the secret rare, that one. I did get every rarity except for the secret rare, but that's just me. I really like the covers and I like Shuri and so that was a big one for me. I like Black Panther a lot. So, but I don't think it's as big as the others. Now let's talk about the, Scott Lang and Scott Lang's Ant-Man. Now what's interesting is this is almost like the reverse, where the one as him as Ant-Man is the bigger book. It's funny because you think that's the reverse of what we just talked about with Shuri. So yeah, Marvel Premiere 47 is the bigger book. I think it might be because of the cover too. The cover is pretty cool, but yeah, that's definitely the bigger book. Ant-Man is not as big a character as a lot of the big ones, but he's had such success in the movies. People really, really like him. My son, that's one of his favorite MCU characters. One of his favorite movies is Ant-Man 1. So I think it's a sleeper. I'll be getting them. You know me, I'll be getting them. So, and there's not that many, 10,000 probably. I'm not sure the mint numbers on them, but I'd grab them both. And it's the same deal, right? You're an Ant-Man fan. I want to get all the Ant-Man keys. So, pick them both up. I'm sure the commons will be pretty reasonable. The question is, do you invest in an SR? If you're a big Ant-Man fan, maybe. The SR covers look pretty cool. So, yeah, it'll be tough. I might have to buy one. Good question. Ronnie Boy. Hey, thanks for stopping through. I appreciate it. Walrus King. America Chavez. Yeah, another, I was lucky enough to grab Vengeance 1 years ago. I think I had 3 of them. I got them for very cheap. I think I got one for $25 and a couple for 50. One of them I got graded. Wait, I can't remember, but I sold them, and I have one raw left. I might buy him back. I'm a huge America Chavez guy. I have her America Chavez #1 comic and the variants of that as well. So I've been able to flip some of those, but I waited, 5 years or whatever it was. So in the olden, when you're holding comics, you got to hold them for years, right? In the Veve world, it's a little bit faster, but those are good ones to have. I have a ton of Vengeance ones. I think I might have 3 secret rares. I can't remember. But yeah, I think America Chavez is a big one. Let's jump to this one. How would you like Veve to drop the Wolverine collectible? Oh man. I think that's an opportunity where, if they have all their right marketing in place, it could be a big one. And if they were to can you imagine if they were to do something like Miles Morales, where it was like only 160 publicly available SRs? Mind blowing. The thing would, and that I don't know if they want to do that, but if they were to do the Miles Morales deal where they have 3 different, versions and 3 different Wolverine outfits, right? Different poses, and 2,000 of the whatever it is rare, 2,000 of the ultra rare, and 160 of the secret rare of Wolverine. Oh my Lord. It'd be, I don't even know what the prices on that would be, but that would be pretty awesome. I don't think they're going to do that, but you never know. That Wolverine collectible is going to be worth a ton. Either way, he's such a big character. Man, it's going to be big. Alex is in here. Thank you. Thanks for stopping by, Alex. I appreciate it. Don't know if that's the real Alex, but either way, I appreciate it. Oh, my collectibles is in here. We got all the big people. Thanks for stopping through. I appreciate it. Oh, my collectibles is telling me it's fake. Okay, that's the fake Alex. Ryan's in here. Hey, Ryan. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping through. Sika, I don't know who that is, but thanks for stopping through. CJ, it's good to great comics are in down mark, save some market on the fees. Yes. And I've heard they're a lot faster now. So it's we'll see what happens. I think definitely I'll probably send another batch in here at some point. Just don't know when. I have a big box over here ready to go. I spell Common Grail sub 300 minutes. Oh my Lord, that's amazing. That's hold long term, won't sell, don't get. I was bought for profit with much. Yeah, no, the Strange Shells 110 is big time. Do I own? I can't remember. I might have sold it. I used to have one of those, not sure. But yeah, sub 300 is crazy. So that is amazing. I'm sure that will be worth something for sure. What do you think to bring the X-Men MCU? Not obvious character you want to see. So apparently, lots of rumors, and I can't remember. There was just another Kevin Feige interview where he said they've now planned it out. They know how they are going to be introduced. And we've seen parts of it, like obviously the big, shocker was that Ms. Marvel is a mutant. And they mentioned that. And they even played the X-Men music, when she touched that. So she, in some way, shape, or form, is going to be a part of the X-Men. My concept is, it's odd. And really the Marvels movie now, which has been pushed to November, if you just saw that was just announced today, that the Marvels movie was pushed to November 11th, I believe it is. It was supposed to come out in the summer. Actually, originally, I think it was supposed to come out like right now. Then they pushed it to the summer. Then they pushed it to November. I don't know if that's good or bad. Don't know. We'll see. And then, of course, Deadpool. And there's all kinds of rumors around Deadpool. I'll be careful about spoilers there. But there's crazy rumors about Deadpool and who and what X-Men could show up there. But the one person, and of course, crazy rumors around Gambit. I don't know. I think a couple things that I think. Number one, what Kevin Feige does is he respects that I'm just not going to tell or retell stories you've already seen. So I don't think we see, well, they really didn't tell that story. But well, I'll just finish my statement. I don't think we see the X-Men team form up. Although maybe they would, because we actually never quite saw that, right? They already were at Professor X's. He already had the mansion. I guess we saw some of the beginning of that in the earlier years, was X-Men for First Class, etc. But yeah, I don't know how they're going to introduce them. It'll be very interesting. And obviously they don't exist in the current MCU. So are they going to bring them in via Secret Wars? Are they going to bring them in? We don't know. I've heard other rumors. I want to be very careful about what I say here. The one that I heard, which actually is part of the comics now, makes a lot of sense. I think they've figured it out. And I think we'll see them as early as in the next couple of years. I mean, we could learn a lot more even as early as the Marvels, although I would doubt that. But I think we're going to definitely see a lot more. What non-obvious character do you want to see? Oh, I don't know. There's so many great ones. I'll just say Gambit. I like Gambit. That's an obvious one, but I do like Gambit. Okay. So let's keep going. I also follow my collectibles wherever you go. That's not a bad guy to follow. Buy Big Grails point. Great. I mean, I think the big grails are so expensive. I mean, when you're talking about an Incredible Hulk, when you're talking about an X-Men one, when you're talking about any of those big grails, yes, 100%. Super expensive. Get any grade you can. Now, I will say this, and you can disagree with me, is that when you get to the really low grades, 0.05, even 1.0, the book is stressed, would be a nice way to say it. And there are good and bad version. I mean, there's a variance when you get that low. I try to buy a little bit higher grades, like 1.5 or 2. And you'll see I have in like my AF-15 is a 1.8, because even that grade bump of 1.5, you tend to get a book that's in a better state. That's my opinion. And then, of course, it's looking for the best version of it you can in that grade, right? Because you can get a 1.8 and, half the cover's missing, which is distressing. It's tough when half the cover's missing. So, I mean, I'm exaggerating. It won't be half the cover, but there could be a chunk out of it. That's very common. Even up to like, 3s, you can have chunks missing out of the front cover. And that disturbs me personally. I don't like that. But yeah, for me, it's the 1.5, 1.8. That's kind of as low as I would go. But once again, if you can get any of these big time grails in any grade, you're doing well, because they're expensive and they're fun to own. Good question. Jimbo Lee back. Thanks. Yeah. Thank you. Stick Wax here. Hey, thanks for stopping through. Good at SO. Good. Thank you. Yeah, thanks. Thanks for checking me out. Wow. That's 100. You have 100. Oh, okay. Yes. That is an interesting one. Very, very scarce. And that's a good point. I like that one as well. I did talk about that in one of my other videos. Oh, Veve Vibes. Okay, Veve Vibes is here, and he actually asked to see a comic. So I will get that comic. Speaking of low grades, so here's the comic that he wanted to see. So this is my X-Men #1. Super awesome comic to have. Sorry, the lighting is a little crazy. 1.5, but it looks great, man. It is an incredibly 1.5, in my opinion. It's an incredible. I was thinking about going higher, but it looks so good. Now you've got some issues over here, but if you've looked at a lot of X-Men 1s, this edge right here can get super, super messed up. So this one is pretty good for a 1.5. I got a great deal on it. And There you go, VV Vibes. There's your X-Men 1. Um, we'll see this book on VV, I'm sure. And, this is the first appearance of all, Professor X, Magneto, Beast, it's a big book, super awesome book to have. Glad I have it. And, yeah. And then some people ask me about these frames. These frames are specially built from a guy in Michigan. If you want the name, let me know. So it's obviously enforced here, but it has a UV glass layer in front of it that is whatever 99% UV protects. So I always put my more expensive comics in these types of frames. That even if you look behind me, my Amazing Fantasy 15 is also in one of these frames and has the UV protection. So that's just one. I will show one other one that I have, which I pointed out on my Twitter account. If you're not following me on Twitter, definitely follow me. It's Sleeping Comics, at Sleeping Comics. So this is Giant Size X-Men #1. So this is another super big time X-Men Grail. And this is, let me angle better. This one is the 4.5. If you follow this channel, I love 4.5. That's like my go-to grade for kind of older books. So this is the first appearance of Storm, Colossus, Nightcrawler, third appearance of Wolverine, the new team. Super awesome book if you like X-Men. This is definitely one. I'll tell you a story a long time ago. I was going to buy a 9.8 of this. And I negotiated it. The guy wanted $12K. I wanted to give him $10K, and we couldn't get there. So I walked away from it. As I always say a lot on this channel, walk away from it if it's not right. I just felt like I wanted to pay $10K, and I didn't get it. Now that book is worth like $50,000 or something like that. So I probably should have bought it for $10K, but you never know, right? You can never know. So that's my there's just some X-Men books for VV Vibes. Ryan, would you rather have a sub 1K SR Hyman? I can never figure out these questions, right? You can't go wrong, in my opinion. And it really comes down to, who do you like? You love Fantastic Four. That's okay. Maybe you go for that one. If you love Thor, maybe you grab that one. I mean, they're both incredible, right? Most people would love just to have one SR, either any mint, but you can't go wrong, I don't think. Boo says, I got messed up over here. I'm collecting all Black Panther comics. I put it in there. Yeah. I mean, that's where people are at, right? People are going to, and that's the nature of collecting is, I'm a huge X-Men fan. I'm getting all the X-Men stuff. I'm a huge, whatever fan. Let's get that. I mean, that's great. And that's part of the fun of collecting is, having those particular, kind of odd things that's not odd, but I mean, things that you are like super personal. That's the best part about collecting is it's you. I this is gonna sound, I'm not trying to sing, but like I'm collecting stuff. My wife, my kids, it's not their decision. It's my decision. It's what I want. It's if I want, Star Wars stuff, I'm getting. Obviously you got to stay within your own budget and other things, but that's what's great about it. It's your own personal deal, and I love it. And what's interesting is you can change too. You could be like, I love I love Black Panther. No, I don't like Black Panther anymore. Now I'm selling all those books and I'm going to buy X-Men books. There's nothing wrong with it. It's your game to play. It's your game to play. Oh, yeah. So, Shuri, yeah. The new one is great. The Black Panther 5. And obviously, you're going to want to get first appearance of Shuri as well. So, yeah. Really, really, really. Hey, thanks so much. Wow, I'm getting these super chats. Like, it's so crazy. It's making money tonight. Gonna buy some comics. I really appreciate it. Thanks so much. Great support. Boo says, Sleeping Comics, why do you not age? I am actually very old. And I have aged. I ran this morning. So I run, I always run probably minimum 3 times a week. Last summer, I kind of got a little crazy. I was running 5 times a week. But I can feel it now. Like when I was younger, I was fine. I could get up, I can run the next day. But this morning I ran a lot and man, I was having trouble walking. So guess I gotta be careful. So I do age. I definitely age, and I can feel it every day when I get out of bed. But thank you for the compliment. Did you sell your soul? I did not sell my soul. But the story goes is that I've been wanting to buy a lot of these big time comics. I have a lot of comics, and you just continually put it off. And then 3 years ago, I can't even remember. I just was like, you know what? These books are going up. I was scared they're going to really get out of reach. And so I just put my foot down, and I'm lucky enough to have, some money from different things that I've done throughout my life. And I just whammo. I bought AF-15. I bought the X-Men 1. I bought Incredible Hulk 1. I bought all these grails in a period of I think 2 or 3 months. So didn't sell my soul, but definitely had to sell some of my stocks to get the cash to buy them. So yeah. Double Quill, man, if they ever do Wolverine, I hope they'll be wait. Yeah, see, that's interesting. That's a very good point. And that would really reward the people that have invested a lot into Veve and have been around a long time. So I agree. There was a comment. Somebody was talking about various things, and they said Avengers have Hulk and we have I want to say Ant-Man or something like that. And David, you commented and said, why not both? So the question is does that mean we're getting Hulk soon? Because Hulk would be another big time collectible, in my opinion. And I think that people are going to want the original Avengers team from the movie Avengers. So that would be Black Widow, Hawkeye, Iron Man, Hulk, Thor, and we have some of them, right? We have Thor. We don't have some of the others. We don't have Hawkeye for it, but and we have Iron Man, but he's a golden moment, right? So we would need Iron Man and the red suit. Man, that Iron Man and the red suit, I feel like is going to sell well too. That's got to be a super cool. And the one that I've talked about that I want is the Hulkbuster. The Hulkbuster. Who wouldn't want the crazy Hulkbuster? So I think, man, there's a lot of good collectibles that are probably coming soon. That's a good one for sure. Vibes. Okay, what's your take on FAs and comics? Cameo versus full appearance first story I found myself in. Yeah, so that's it's I feel like it's kind of a tomato thing. I feel like it's you get different things. So what he's talking about is one of the most famous cameo versus first full appearances is Hulk 180 versus Hulk 181. And that is the first appearance of Wolverine. At the end of 180, you see the last panel is a picture of Wolverine. You see him in his yellow suit, and he says, "I'm the Wolverine." So technically, the first time you see him, but because he isn't part of the story, they say it's a cameo. Then in Hulk 181, he's obviously fighting Hulk, and he's in, whatever. So they say that's his first full appearance. There's all kinds of different, notions and this and that. And it really comes down to the comic and what the market dictates. And so sometimes one, the full appearance is scarcer than the other and this and that. But for the most part, when it's only on one panel, people kind of say it's the cameo. And then when he's part and integrated into the story, they say it's the full appearance. But there's all kinds of exceptions to that. And there's all kinds of ones that don't have, what are called clean first appearances. They're over here, but not really. This was released before this. Gambit's a good example of that. So you kind of got to go with what the market is dictating. And the market dictates that Hulk 181 is really the first appearance, and 180 is the cameo. But you'll find people they'll want to fight you. So what? Oh, sorry. So what's my opinion on it? My opinion is if it's only one panel at the end, it's a cameo, and then they're integrated a story, it's a full appearance. And there's lots of examples of that that you can think of. Venom 7, very end, Eddie Brock opens up the door, or he doesn't open up the door, but they open up the door. There's his son, Dylan, but that's it. Done. The comic is over. That's Venom 7. That's a cameo of Dylan. Then you jump to Venom 9. He's in the story. that's the full appearance of Dylan Brock. So, you know, lots of examples of that. So Venom 9 is worth more than Venom 7. There you go. Sup sleeping, or your thoughts on the DC Pomp? Oh, love it. Absolutely everything is undervalued. The legendaries. Oh, yeah. So the DC Palm platform with the bat cowls. I own 3 bat cowls. Bat cowls. That's tough for me to say. Love it. Love what they're doing with it. Love voting on the different comic plot points. I haven't been involved in there at all. I really need to get back in there. Probably do some videos on it. Really like what they're doing, and really shows what kind of the best of utility can do. So yeah, everything about it I like. And really they are taking off. I feel like, again, I know some of the back call prices and other things have come down, but it's, you know, it's good. And Alex gives away the end of the movie. Alex, why would you do that, man? Junk Park. I bought a reprint of Hulk 1. Oh, cool. Last time. So you're telling us something there. Get ready for Incredible Hulk #1. I have Incredible Hulk #1. I don't know where it is. It's somewhere over there. That is an expensive book. That cost me another one that cost me a lot of money, but a cool book to have. And I love Hulk. I have not read yes. I've heard good things about it. So I didn't even order them. So I don't even own them. I'm going to have to read those on Marvel Unlimited. So I apologize for that. Sorry, Wolf. New Mutants 98 is the book to get when it comes to Deadpool. Yeah, no, I agree. And there's a bunch of them on Veve, maybe too many. That's one that was really, really minted, high mint number, but such a fun book. I do not own a physical of that. I'm not as big a Deadpool fan as a lot of people. I like the movies. They're fun. I have nothing against Deadpool. But and actually I do like the movies quite a bit, but no, I don't own that one. And I mean, I own it on Veve, right? And I do have a SR. So, and you know, here's a cool story is that Comics and Crypto went to LA Comic-Con or something like that, and they met Rob Liefeld, and they had him sign the iPad with my SR. So I have a picture of him signing my SR. So that's pretty cool. Chop the legs. I don't know what that means, but all right. If you know anyone who wants to get rid of a Monster Club #1, please send it my way. My dog literally ate mine. Okay, I will do so. That's fine. I'm sorry. That's bad that your dog's eating it. Kick fake Alex. Oh, all right. Yeah. Don't give away the put user, block user. Okay, here we go. We can't give away Ant-Man. Ryan said, thank you. Okay, thank you. Thanks for stopping through. Viva Dell. Hey, what's your thoughts on Fantastic 452? I think it's great. I think it's going to do well. There's only 10,000 of them. I know they're only around 22 gems right now, the commons, but I've been buying them. I think I might have 6 of them. I'm going to buy more of them. So I'm pretty bullish on that one. And, you know, it's a big book. It's a big book. Comment. Hey, thanks for stopping through. Oh, yeah, I showed it to you, Vivi. There you go. There it is. Oh, thanks, Raul. Yeah, no, the X-Men one is great. I have a lot. Yeah, that was a good one. I got very lucky on that one. I bought it actually. It was I can't quite remember. It was a deal with X-Men, another X-Men book, and I bought them both together. And then I just immediately turned around and sold the other book, which was good. It was a good book too. I can't remember which one it was. I want to say X-Men 14. I can't remember, but I knew I was going to sell it, so I bought them as a good deal. Sold the other one, got that cash back, and it was a good one. It was a good one for me. Yeah, it's a good 1.4. Hoping for the. Yeah, no. That's a good one. Yeah, I'm sure though. We could see that next week. I bet you we could even see that next week. That's a good one, blockchain. I do not have that. That is a So TMNT stands for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That is an awesome book. And that is an expensive book. That is a really expensive book in any grade. No, I don't own that one. I'm actually not that big of, this might be bad. I say this and I'm going to lose subscribers, but whatever. I'm not that big of a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fan. I like them. I'm not crazy about them like other people. My wife actually definitely likes Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, maybe more than I do. So we'll see. I have not read Last Ronin, which I do have all of them. And, so that's one that I'd like to read. And that's the one that came out, I think 2 years ago. So that's a good one. Yeah, no, the giant size one was good. And I got a good deal on that as well. And I'm an X-Men fan, so I kind of wanted to get all the keys, all the big keys. Oh, for the Lambo. I appreciate that, my collectibles. I appreciate that. Are you guys going for the Lambo drop? I think I'm going to go for it. I debated it. I thought perhaps there's too many mints. The common is, I think, going to go under retail, or not. It's not a common, but the rare. But I think I'm going to go for one, and of course, if you get an SR, that'll be, definitely what people want. I think I was trying to figure out the prices with some people, we don't know, but I feel like the uncommon is probably going to go under retail. But some of the others are probably hold out, and you never know long term. So, and it's cool. Got to get stuff that's cool. I like it. So, NYX3. Oh, wow. Oh, great. Yeah. Okay. So NYX3 is the first appearance of X-23, Laura Kinney, who is kind of the new Wolverine or whatever. You did see her also referred to as Wolverine's daughter, but she's not. So you saw her in the last Wolverine movie. She has a big role in a lot of the newer X-Men books. I do think they're going to bring her back to the MCU, or into the MCU, I should say. So yeah, I have a ton of those on Veve. Like I might have 150 uncommons or something crazy like that. A bunch of the SRs, so I have a lot of NYX3s, maybe too many. I do not own a physical of that. So that is awesome. So the 9.8 used to sell for $1,800. It's down to $900. Wow. That is bad if you bought it for $1,800, but good if you can get it for $900. So that's pretty good. The other one I know it's come down a lot that I've been looking for, I probably should grab, is Edge of Spider-Verse 2, First Appearance of Spider-Gwen. So it's another one to look for. I want to see Mr. Sinister. The Obsessed with Cloning and Genetics. Yeah. There was a rumor that they were going to get John Hamm for that, but that might have been just fan casting. But he's a very interesting villain. Has a big role, especially in some of the stuff we're seeing in X-Men right now. I think they'll bring him in at the appropriate time. They probably got to set up a lot of the different characters, core X-Men characters. But then again, maybe they want to go, they have to have a villain, right? And maybe they want to use a villain that they haven't used before in the first couple movies or first movie. So there you go. Yeah, that's plausible. That's plausible. How much did you pay for my X-Men 1? Okay. I do not remember. I want to say like 5,000 or 6,000, something like that. And my AF-15, I paid, I want to say like just under 20,000. I can't remember either. So there you go. Told you the numbers. Maybe I shouldn't have, but I told you. Yes, that would be another big one. Juggernaut. Everybody loves Juggernaut. He's kind of an interesting character. He's got like this cult-like following, right? There's people that just love Juggernaut. I'm not a guy who loves Juggernaut. It's not like I hate Juggernaut, but that's one that's one that I kind of, but yeah, definitely people are going to love that. F.A. Jugger. Yeah. Avengers 181. Yeah. I mean, I go for most of the drops on them all. So, and then I pick up a rare. I try and pick up a rare. I pick up a rare for two reasons. Number one, I liked a lot of the covers. They're generally pretty cheap. and they're great MCP points in terms of, you know, if you care about the MCP program, which I've talked about in my videos, and I do, the rare, generally speaking, is the best bang for the buck there is. Now, you can't stack them because there's diminishing returns, but grabbing one, you know, especially when they're $5, $6, $7, something like that, I definitely try and do that. I think I have, you know, don't quote me on too many numbers. I think I have 120 rares. I mean, unique rares. I have duplicates and other things of some, but I think I have 120 rares. I'm not sure. Something like that. Do you think? Yeah, so that's a big one. So obviously it's the Mandalorian comic. Do we get a Mandalorian collectible? Man, that would be, people go crazy, right? And then of course, do we get the Baby Yoda collectible? I don't know. Do they wait for Star Wars? You know how May they have Star, you know, May the 4th? I don't know. Maybe May the 4th is more the traditional first trilogy type stuff. We got Darth Vader. Maybe we'll get Luke Skywalker. Maybe we'll get Yoda, Leia, Chewbacca, Han Solo. Man, there's a lot of good ones yet to go, huh? Yeah, I mean, you got to think that they'll give us the Mandalorian collectible, you know, here in the next couple of weeks, right? And then does the Boba Fett one go up a little bit because people want to put Boba Fett and Mandalorian together? I think so. Maybe something to think about. Oh, I didn't know that. Very interesting. I guess France gets to know things before us. They probably know a lot of things before us. You wouldn't like, yeah. All right. I like your name, and I like what you're saying. Okay. I did not. The only Funkos I have are the UF4 ones, Ultimate Fallout 4 ones. I like all of them. I've seen a lot of them, especially the AF-15 one is very intriguing to me. But my problem is, and I've said this before, and I do have some Funkos over here. I have right over here. You can see them right here. I have with my next to my Todd. So I have the Mandalorian, Boba Fett, and Shang-Chi. Those are the only Funkos I have. Oh, I do have a Silver Surfer one somewhere running around here. But I try not to buy the Funkos. The problem is I like them. So then I'm going to buy a ton of them, and then it'll be over. There'll be Funko Land in here. There's Comic Land in here. It'll be out of control. You know, I got to control myself. So I try not to collect more than the comics. That's where I try to. And then I got a bunch of statue, you know. It could get out of control. It's already out of control. It could get more out of control. DC facts in the show, but you know, two others. Yeah. No, it's it'll be interesting to see how it all plays out. It'll be curious to watch it all play out over the next couple of years. Obviously, a lot of people that are in this are watching right now and watch my channel. They're right here for front seat to see if this whole digital collecting thing plays out. It'll be interesting. Yeah, I have her. I have Cersei's. I think it's Eternals #3. That's another book that's probably super inexpensive. You want to take a shot on it. I think Cersei is the one Eternal that seems that they're going to carry her forward in the MCU. I mean, a lot of them could, but she's definitely one. It seems to be one they're going to carry forward. So I have. I got all the Eternals books a long time ago, like in a set for like $25 for 1 through 10 or something crazy like that. So my it's not the greatest grade. It's like an 8.5 or something like that, but I got it for like $1 or whatever, you know, $1.50, whatever it is. So yeah, Eternals #3 is one definitely. I think it's Eternal 3. It's the first appearance of Cersei that you guys, if you wanted to spec on something in real life, is one we potentially could see on the app as well. Letitia White. Yeah, Letitia White was insane. And, I know I can't remember her name now. The woman who played the queen got out, and she rightfully so, and she's been in so many fantastic movies over the years, and she's such an incredible actor. She got all the accolades, but Letitia Wright held that movie together. And she really did such an amazing job in Black Panther 2. And she was great in Black Panther 1 as well. So, I just think she was great. I agree 100% with you, Mark. Travis, need to give Vive Superstar moderation rights. Boot some fools. Oh, well, I don't even know how I give. I'm so feeble at this. How do I even do that? Like give I don't even know. I'd have to figure it out. But that's a good point, Travis. I like that. I could give you moderation too. I just don't do these enough to like even know what I'm doing, right? How many Spider-Man secret rares are locked up in bounty accounts? Well, that's the question, right? That was the whole thing with the initial ones that they asked David about last week. We don't need to necessarily get into that. It's kind of like beating a dead horse at this point. But I do think, and people that have been around long enough, there was, all that stuff that went down in January, February, and into March last year. And there was, remember, I think it was in April, there was that massive exploit for the gems, where someone bought like $8 million in gems or something like that one day, or something crazy. But, and, a lot of people did research, they did all these blocking. I do think everything that dropped before, I'll make it up, March last year, there are relatively, potentially large percentages, 10, 20, 30, 40% of that volume may be locked up in bot accounts. And so Spider-Man would be in that. I'm sure people would do a lot of research and could do a lot of research into figuring that out. Omi Daily Burn is the guy who does a lot. If you don't, you should go follow his channel. He's got a great YouTube channel. But I don't know, but of the, there's 1,000 of those. I think there's 900 publicly available or something like that. And I would bet there's another couple hundred that are locked up at minimum in bot accounts. So yeah, I agree. You just lost him. Okay. Well, sorry. I don't know how I lost you, but I apologize. I'll go for the job. I spent way too much on comics lately. You just don't see the long-term value. Too much on lately, so I would not buy one in the market. Okay. Well, if you don't see long-term value, you're not having fun. Definitely, I wouldn't buy anymore. Curry's here. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping through. Another guy I was able to meet. Collecting sets for MCU. Yes, I have 63 sets, I think, something like that. Some of them are like Silver Surfer, just one. You have one guy and you get the set, but I have some other, relatively large sets, and I have been planning for MCP for a long time. So hopefully it will, pan out. Maybe not. We'll see. It's kind of, we've yet to see it. Dino's in here. Thanks for stopping through, Dino. Hey, thanks, I appreciate it. Yeah, thanks for the no problem. Thanks for the super chat. I really appreciate it. Wow, I've gotten a bunch of these today. Yeah, I think they will go under retail. I think the lowest one is the uncommon. I think that will go under retail. I think it's going to be botted, heavily botted, whatever that means. I think there'll be a lot of bots buying stuff. That's unfortunate. So yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm going to go for it. We'll see what happens. But I do think the uncommons will go under retail. Yeah, John Bernthal is such a good actor. It feels like it's just made for the Punisher. If you haven't seen his the Punisher in Daredevil season 2, I think it is on Netflix. And then obviously he has his 2 seasons as Punisher. The first season as Punisher is pretty good. The second one isn't nearly as good, I don't think, in my opinion. But they are pretty violent. So if you don't like violence, definitely don't watch the Punisher ones. But yeah, I thought they were great. And he's a really good actor. J. Cole's in here. Hey, thanks for stopping through. I appreciate it. Baldo. Just got my comic going. Yes. Yeah. I mean, Dr. Doom is going to be a big one. Such an iconic character. man, it'll be super exciting to see how he plays out in the MCU. I can't wait. He's a cool character. And they could do a lot of he's got a lot. He's a very complicated character. So yeah. And I'm sure, I think they can do a good job with him. Would you buy Edge of Spider-Verse 2? And for currently $7,500 for 9K. Oh, so what he's asking here is, okay, Edge of Spider-Verse #2 is the first appearance of Spider-Gwen. So, a 9.8, don't quote me, goes for around $900, $1,000. But there is a variant by Artist Land, and it's a 1 in 25 variant, and they are around 75 to 9K. Now, what people think about is the Ultimate Fallout 4 9.8 goes for whatever, I'll make it up, $2,000. And then there's the Marco Djavovic variant, which that's the secret rare, and that thing goes for like $40,000. And I'm not even exaggerating. You think I'm exaggerating, but I'm not. Okay. So then what they're saying is it going to happen again? Is the Edge of Spider-Verse 2, you can buy for $1,000 right now, and then this very rare 1 in 25 variant, the Land variant, which is also very cool looking cover, which always helps things. Will that skyrocket? And already is a really expensive comic. Do you think it will skyrocket? It's tough. I almost bought, because I'm a huge Miles guy, and I almost bought that the Djavovic variant years ago. And I can't remember what it was for, maybe like 7K or something like that. And then I was thinking to myself, what could this thing ever get to? 10K? Like it can't get over 10K. Obviously, I was wrong, because now the thing's 40K. It's tough when you're spending that kind of money, Ryan. It's tough to project what's going forward. But I don't even want to say anything because I don't want to jinx it or whatever. But I wouldn't say it's a bad idea. But depends on your budget, other things as well. Do you love the character, etc. Tron is in here. Yeah, I have one Funko. How they made? Yes. One that. Okay, I'm going to stop for a second here and talk about Star Wars again, because I have these comics. So another big character that's coming, was whispered in the last Mandalorian, is Admiral Thrawn. So he's this blue guy. He's a bad guy. I'm a big Thrawn fan. I've read all of his books. If you watch my channel, I talk about him all the time, or I used to talk about him all the time. And so I'll show you a couple comics. So this is Heir to the Empire #1 Star Wars. This is his first appearance. I won't go into all the, there's some messiness with his first appearance, but whatever. This is his first appearance. I got this in another thing where I bought all of the books together in a pack. So I got this one for maybe $2. This comic is probably maybe worth around, in a 9.8, it might be worth maybe $1,000. I could be wrong. I haven't. This 9.4 is probably worth a couple $100. But either way, fun comic to have. And then, so that's his first appearance. And then there's the Thrawn series, Thrawn #1. I have all these books. There's 6 of them. And this one's actually signed by Timothy Zahn, who's the creator of Thrawn. But this guy is going to be a big bad guy coming up in the Star Wars. This is Thrawn #6, the last one in that series. And this is the first appearance of, Admiral. This woman Admiral, who's a Chiss as well. So this is a good one. But also it's the first time Admiral Thrawn meets Darth Vader. So this is another good one to get if you see it. So back to this Tron comment is, so I don't own very many Funkos, but I love Thrawn. So I was like, I am going to buy the Funko of Thrawn. But it was super expensive. It was like $45. And I'm like, $45 for a Funko? Oh my God, this is ridiculous. So I never bought it. Now that Funko of Admiral Thrawn is worth, I think I saw the minimum was like $250. So should have got that Funko. Black Spider-Man combo Funko comes on Saturday, same time as. Okay. Man, I gotta stay away though. I appreciate it, but I'm gonna buy. I looked at them. When I was there, they had the Ultimate Fallout 4 one. I had a couple other ones that I really liked, and I just had to resist. They're about 20, 25 bucks, I think, at Target when they come out. They're super cool, but man, I gotta pass. I'll get sucked in. What are the comic publishers? Image. Yeah, so Boom would be another one. I don't think they'll get Image. So let's walk through these. So these are other publishers outside of Marvel and DC. Image was started by a bunch of people, but Todd McFarlane is more associated with them, and they're probably the third largest, most well-known independent Marvel publisher. And they're one of their big ones that's claimed to fame, a lot of them, but one that you guys most likely would know would be Walking Dead. So that would be a big one. But there's other ones. Dark Horse did Star Wars for a long time. IDW is one. They did Transformers, G.I. Joe. Boom is one that's been more recently had a lot of great independent ones. So that's another one that people talk about all the time. And so yeah, all those would be great. And if we could get any of them, it would just continue to solidify Veve as kind of like the, the cutting, as the industry leader in digital collectible comics, that's what we want. I think that's what we want. Great question. Oh, hey, thanks for stopping through. What's my Lambo? It's tough, so there's, they're keeping 90 and then they're keeping another 70. So I think there's, 500 of these things. You look at SR comics, so an SR comic was 500, doesn't do so well. I mean, it's not worth that much. I mean, it's worth a lot, but it's not like $10,000. So and I could be wrong. I have no clue. I think it's 350. I think it's 350. That's my price prediction. I could be wrong. It could be 1,000. I don't think they're 5,000. I don't think they're 100. I think they're 350. That's my guess. Could be wrong. Hey, thank you so much for the super chat. Love your channel. Send our comic collector open to the reach. Do you think? Okay, so here's the interoperability question. I don't know. The world is changing so fast in this in Web3. We don't know what is appropriate and what's not appropriate. But what is important is that we own these things. That is one of the central themes of Web3. And not to say the bad word, but if you look at something like FTX, where you couldn't get your stuff off of a centralized marketplace, that was bad, right? That was bad. So I think they have to, either through some sort of terms and conditions, something, we have got to be able to know that we own these digital collectibles kind of independent of Veve. I don't know what that means. I don't know if that's even possible. I don't know what that is. I'm not as keen on can you sell them in other places? I mean, I get that. I understand that. And I think, and maybe it's my own misunderstanding. I don't know, but being able to look at all the pieces of functionality, one of the pieces of functionality is being able to sell in other marketplaces. Okay, I get that. That is important, but not as important, I think, is separating this other piece, which kind of they all get mingled together, is I got to be able to get this into cold storage, or, that FTX thing looms, I didn't even lose any money there, but come on, let's look at what happened there. Right. So I think they're going to have to address that at the appropriate time. Of course, it's always #soon, right? But this is a good question. Really good question. So when was it going to happen? I don't know. Honestly, let's look at their roadmap. Their roadmap is, work super hard in MCP. That seems like it's going to take the rest of the year. Work super hard in OUP. That seems like it's going to take the rest of the year. Probably make Veveverse better, which is really just better. It's the, enhanced vault and whatnot. Probably going to take the rest of the year. So as much as we don't like it, I don't think that this interoperability and, being able to take our stuff and put it in a safe place we're going to see in the next 12 months. Now, maybe you don't like that. Maybe you like that. I don't know. I could be completely wrong. I think it's going to have to be addressed at some points if you want to continue to have your company in the themes of what Web3 are. But here's what's crazy is we know the whole world is shifting in this kind of unknown space. Maybe things that we thought needed to be done don't need to be done. And maybe there's something that we don't even know is even more important. So once again, we're front row seats for the Wild Wild West right now. But thanks for the question. Appreciate it. Tucson Collectibles. Hey, EC Dell, Gold Chain Carlton. I don't know what that is, but all right. Charlton. I don't know what that is, but okay. Pixel Trader. Hope eventually it'll be some cool if we burned. Yeah, you know, they've talked about burning things. And right now, you know, we don't know, right? I feel like that's a little bit about out. And if I correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's you have to be a certain level of MCP to do it even. Could be wrong there. I feel like we're 12 months away from something like that. But believe me, I'm ready to burn some stuff. I want to burn some stuff. We'll see what happens there. Hey, thanks so much, Jake. I really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Wow, goodness, crazy. Oh, Angela Bassett, that's her name. You know, and what was the movie? She's been in a number of movies where people are like, oh my gosh, she should have won for various things, and she didn't. So you kind of wonder, you know, maybe this is kind of like, you know, helping her out, but incredible performance. Wow. And like, if I had arms like hers, you know, you would not see me wearing a hoodie. I would be wearing sleeveless shirts at all times if I had arms like that. Clever Jerk is here. Hey, thanks so much. Great guy, incredible collection. Makes really cool JPEGs as well. This guy coming from so he just saw it. I'll have to talk to him about his thoughts. I don't know when I'm going to see it. My not that you need to know, but my wife and daughter and kids went up north to visit a bunch of our friends. They do that every so often. And so I'm here by myself, holding down the fort with the dog. And so that's why I was, you know, had some free time here. And that's why I'm live with you guys. Okay. The bots made their first appearance. Okay. Is that okay? I didn't know that. I thought bots were everywhere all the time, but that's when they really started rearing their ugly heads. I take it. Oh, the long-term value of the Lambo junk. So, okay, let's talk through this. This is another good question. So here's this little bit scary thing. Is, you know, we know there's going to be a series 2, series 3, series 4 of the Lambo. I don't know much about Lamborghinis, honestly. You know, is there, you know, like the Lamborghini Diablo or whatever, some of the original ones, or are those more popular? With those, you know, once they drop those, and this one isn't going to have as much value. I don't know. Well, are those other ones going to have first edition because it's the first edition of that type of Lamborghini? I don't know, because, you know, they used to have the FE tag. I don't know. You know, either way, it is the first Lambo on Veve, and I think that matters. I think it's just fun and cool. We've been talking about Lambo for so long. They are super cool. There's an argument to be made that if Veve gets really, really big, 5,000 is really not that many mints. And there's 70. I mean, if you can get one for 70, I think you're probably going to be pretty good and be able to sell it later for more than 70. That's my take on it. It might take a while as we get more users. I think initially, like I said, the uncommon or the lowest rarity, will definitely go under retail in my mind. Could be wrong. You know, we'll see. What's your top 3 common comments other than the obvious? Oh, of course, other than the well, the obvious would be my, you know, tier A, obvious AF15, you know, Gem 83, etc. Okay. You would go to ones that are rare. So, you know, you're talking about the ones that have 10,000 mint or 7,500 mint would be, I believe I'm saying this right. The Avengers Annual 10 first appearance of Rogue is 7,500, 8,000 maybe. So there's only like 4,000 commons. That's a good one. I think it's at 8 gems or 7 gems, maybe less. That would be one maybe take a look at. And just ones that you really like, but definitely if you're looking to quote unquote make money or attempt to make money off of it, you'd want the ones that are rare. So another one I said earlier today was Amazing Spider-Man 300 first appearance of Venom. I'm super biased. I love Venom, so just know that. So ones that are not as scarce. I like Ms. Marvel a lot, so that would be Marvel Now 0.1. I think those are for like 4 gems or something like that. Someone mentioned America Chavez, Vengeance 1. That's another one. And NYX 3. Any of these younger superheroes that we've kind of briefly seen in the MCU or could be in the MCU. Young Avengers 1. The only reason why I say it is because we have yet to see them and those characters to mature and people to really fall in love with them. Let's just say they knock it out of the park with the Young Avengers. The Young Avengers, they bring in we've seen, in Ant-Man 3, there's Stature. You bring in Stature. We've seen Patriot in Falcon and Winter Soldier. They bring in, there's all these pieces are coming together. Let's just say people really, really love it. Maybe younger people really, really love it. Some of these only have not that many mints when you really, really have a lot of people that are into it. So maybe the younger heroes you could take a shot at. But a lot of these ones like Strange Tales 110. This is not all of the commons are really inexpensive. So I there's probably ones you could take a shot at that and always remember, what do you like personally? Oh, J. Cole, man, just crazy, man. Just more money for the Lambos. I appreciate it. We'll see. I'm gonna go for it. I'm feeling lucky. We'll see if I can get the one I like is the red one. The red one's pretty cool. I like the red one. Last minute comment the best. Yeah, that's interesting. I know people that do that, and going for the last minute is pretty cool. It is a 1-for-1, and it's not this. You don't have that issue with is this the first one, 201 or 186 or yeah. No, that's definitely a good way to do. Hinano, oh my gosh, I'm getting all kinds of. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thanks for being here. MNNFT. So here's a guy who lives in Minnesota with me. We're actually having dinner, I think, on Saturday. So if you live in Minnesota, let us know. You can come out with us. We're going out to dinner. I don't know if we're going to bring any other crazy Veve people, but if you're around, let me know. DM me on Twitter. But we're going out to eat on, I think tomorrow. So that'd be Saturday. Anyways, he says, what collectible would you like to see on Veve? He's talking about the Vikings. So if you like football and you're a Vikings fan, then basically you learn to cry every year. What collectible? There's so many I'd love. Star Wars, I'd like to add walkers because then you could make them really big and you buy a bunch of these add walkers. Who wouldn't want that, right? That'd be freaking cool. We've talked about, I don't know. I just think for some reason Hulkbuster would be cool. The red Iron Man, all the different Iron Man suits. Who wouldn't want all the Iron Man suits? Come on. So cool. Like line them up. Come on. That's cool. And then the Vikings, I don't know. The Vikings. The Vikings. That's a whole, I could do like 10 hours on that. Sleeping Stars undervalued. Dude, you read my, okay. So back to Star Wars comics. Here you go. So ones I wanted to bring out. So all kinds of rumors that they're going to bring back, and I know people might not be happy about this, but they're going to somehow, way, shape, or form weave in for the next Star Wars trilogy. What they're going to do, they're just not going to be kill off Kylo Ren and Rey. They do like those characters. So, and you can get these for cheap. Here you go. Star Wars The Force Awakens. I got a bunch of these. First appearance of Kylo Ren, Rey. I think you got to pick these up. You never know. And they're cheap. So if you see them around, I would grab them because you never know when they're going to come back. Now, here is rumors that they are going to do a Kylo Ren show. So this would be the Kylo Ren series, which talks about him becoming Kylo Ren. Super cool series. A limited series. I think there's only like five of these. So this is the first one. Also, Clayton Crane covers. Love Clayton Crane, who's an incredible artist. So there's this one. I'll just show you these covers are cool. So this is the one. This is 2. This is 3. So I have these in Mylar. There are 2 boards in here, and if you want to save room, you pack them back to back like this. This is 4. Yeah. And I guess there's only 4 in this series. I have another one of these. So if you're into it, definitely, if you see them, you might want to grab them. Oh, wow. We have the Queen in here. Look at this. Thanks for stopping through, Lori. I really appreciate it. Yeah, we do have a lot of Veve fam. It's crazy. It's crazy. Okay. If Veve Dark Horse 100 Bull, I would go. Yes. And Transformers 1 and some of wait, is that Dark Horse? No, Dark Horse would be like Aliens 1, Predator 1. Yeah, we couldn't go wrong with those, right? Yeah, no, that'd be cool if we could get Dark Horse. That would be. I think they're out of business or they were purchased. I don't know what's up with Dark Horse these days. Because they sold Aliens and Predator to Marvel, which is crazy. So that's another thing, right? What happens if they bring Aliens into Marvel and you got so there's a bunch of covers. I want to say, I'll make it up, 8. There's 8 covers that are Aliens versus Marvel. And they're crazy covers. They have different various Marvel characters fighting aliens on it. And so I have all the covers. I should not, that's really cool. And then they also did Marvel versus Predator. So you can get a bunch of these covers that have all the Marvel characters. And there's only 8 or 10 of them, these covers, where you have all the Marvel characters fighting Predator. So if you want to go out and find those would be fun ones to get as well. But yeah, Dark Horse would be nuts. I agree with your timing on estimate intro. Yeah, I'm sorry. I just don't think, so much going on, right? So much going on. When will people say, they'll never do that, my friend. And I can only say that as a person who's bought all kinds of different collectibles across the thing. People just dump stuff when they want. It's just, and remember, most collectibles are not worth anything. Only 5% of collectibles are ever worth anything. Most of them go to 0. Oh, my collectibles is going Sunday. All right. Okay. Yeah, I want to see it. I do want to see it. I'm sad that it's got a bunch of bad reviews, but I'll see it. Whoa, Jerry's in here. Yeah, I bet you Jerry has some pretty awesome cars. So if you don't know who this guy is, Jerry the Jitterbug, this guy has a YouTube channel that is and I'm going to swear here, it's unfucking believable. I am telling you, there's 68 people in here. If you have not subscribed or seen this guy's YouTube channel, and I know you all are thinking that I'm making shit up right now, but I'm not. This guy restores physical comics, and it will blow your brain. All you need to do is watch one of his videos where he's restoring comics, and you will probably end up watching all of them because insane. Go check out this guy. Go subscribe to him. Go watch some of his videos. And if it will blow your brain, because it blows my brain every time I watch it. And he's won the Restore Awards for insane. Go watch that, guys. Okay. And I'm honored that he's in here. Thanks for stopping through, Jerry. Hey, Tropical's in here. Oh, that does not surprise me. So if you want to find out someone who has a lot of secret rare comics, that's your person right there. Jerry. I'm sure you know a lot more crazy stuff than I do. I have no doubt at all. Ah, hey, thanks for stopping through. Announcement. Oh, tropical, sending me the. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Appreciate you being here. Vibes. Okay, Veve vibes taking my red Lambo. I knew it. I knew it. Oh, she's picking up Venom. Can't go wrong. Can't go wrong. Sleep and Love Your channel. Do you have any sites on James Gunn DCU comic specs? I don't. You know, my DC comic knowledge is so bad. It's so bad. I haven't read a lot. I mean, I read Batman. I do get Batman. I pull Batman. And I read maybe 50, 60 and over the years, but I'm really not a big DC guy. In fact, my son is actually a really big Flash guy, and he was telling me a lot about the trailer that I didn't, all these different, clues in the trailer of the new Flash movie that I didn't even know. So that was really interesting. So unfortunately, I'm sorry, Mark, I'm weak, but I'm excited. I do like James Gunn. I do like what he does. I'm excited for Flash. I'm excited. And I like Batman. I like the latest, the Batman movie. I know they're going to greenlight a second one. So it'll be interesting to see what happens, but I'm excited. I'm excited to learn more about these characters and watch the movies, and maybe that'll pull me in and I'll become a much bigger DC guy. I've stopped myself from opening the Veve app, be tempted to buy more comics and collectibles. We've already made it. Yeah, I think we might have to wait a little bit for the Ready Player One, but you'll be interested when they give us these new vaults. I think the new vaults are supposed to come out, I think, in a couple more months. They look super cool. I was at in LA at Anaheim. I looked through the VR goggles and even just being able to walk around outside and do some of the other stuff is pretty cool. So yeah, definitely is a step in the right direction. Hinano's going to steal my red Lamborghini too. Oh man. All right. I better get those red ones. Hey, Bill. Thanks for stopping through. Appreciate it. Hall of Honor. Okay. Pure Chaos is in here. That'd be, like I said, if they gave us the Hall too, it'd be cool. But just having all of them and lining up the Iron Man, I mean, come on. Oh, Jacob, thanks so much. Too much. I appreciate it. Oh, yeah. Planet Hulk. That would be. I mean, we're first going to probably get the more traditional Hulk, I would imagine, the Green Hulk. And then we'll get maybe a bunch more of them. But yeah, the Planet Hulk one. And Maestro, right? We already have the comic. Why not get, there's some pretty cool Maestro I think it's Sideshow. Sideshow has a really cool statue. Just about to leave for the. Oh, so this person liked it. All right. Oh, this guy lives in Northfield, Minnesota. I know Northfield, Minnesota. Great. I didn't know that. I didn't know that you're here in Minnesota. I've been stacking episode 1 comics lately. Yeah, I mean, I think, oh, I'm sorry. You said episode 1. I'm sorry. I got confused when you said that. I talked about the Force Awakens stuff. You're talking about episode. Yes, I actually have those too. Those are good ones as well. And I was going to get into some crazy Star Wars theory, but I won't do that right now because that will sidetrack us all forever. Oh, I didn't know they did Hellboy. That'd be another fun one. Oh, I didn't know Alex was having. Don't. Yes, he has his music series, right? Yeah. Yeah, I get it. Yeah. That the Alien movies, I've seen all of them and they are creepy. I'm really not a guy who likes horror movies, but I love the Alien movies. I love the Predator movies. I didn't see the new Predator one that was on Hulu or something like that. I really need to see that one because everybody says it was great. And I think they're going to do another one. But Aliens and Predator, for some reason, I always love. I grew up, we watched those movies 100 times when I was younger with a bunch of my friends. And it was great. J. Cole just can't stop. I appreciate it, man. You're going to pay for my Lambo. I appreciate it. Should we pull out? We're going all night tonight, guys. No, I am not Randy. Randy's a different guy, man. I don't know how he does that. And the good thing is got something to drink here. I have some Diet Coke. One time I tried this without water. That was really bad. But no, I don't think I can go all night, but we'll try. We'll try it. Jerry. Yes. Go check out Jerry's channel. You got to do it. I'm telling everybody here, you will not be, I'll do whatever I'll do. Go check out Jerry's channel, then you'll be entertained. Right. Yeah. Yes. Go. I'm glad you subbed Jerry's channel. He deserves it. If anybody deserves on YouTube, a lot of people have YouTube channels and this YouTube channel is included in that. They're just kind of like dudes talking about bullshit. Jerry's channel is not that. Jerry will blow your brain on comics. Jay Call, this is a machine. I don't know what to say. He keeps giving me money. VV5. I keep my eye on slowly stacking FA Rogue Gambit. Yes. All 10K. Yeah. See the 10K. And the Rogue one is less, right? The Rogue one is like Avengers Annual 10 is like 8,000 or something like that. Right. No, it's smart. It's smart. Oh, if you see Jerry, you're getting some subs. There you go. What do you think of the bet? Hey, this is a great question. Oh, it's tough, right? Do you go with like Iron Man, which, kind of started out? Do you go, all right, I'm going to go with my favorite, and it's two movies, and most people know. I just think Infinity War and Endgame together as is an incredible 2-part movie. It's everything you want. It's so entertaining. It's blows your brain. There was so much hype for those movies. And I really think that lived up to the hype. I left the movie theater amazed, and I had incredible expectation, especially Infinity War. I think Infinity War is really an incredible movie. It really is. So that's my pick as the best comic book movie ever made. There's a big, you could make a lot, I think the best MCU movie might be Winter Soldier. I think that's an incredible one. You can make a case for the first Avengers. If that movie failed or had been terrible, it all could have fallen apart. Avengers 1 is really good. I think the Christopher Nolan Batman trilogy is really unbelievable. So entertaining. And obviously, Dark Knight, is an incredible movie. That could be said as the best comic movie ever made. Although I'm going to say something blasphemous here about The Dark Knight, which, most people think is an incredible movie. I just feel like that movie's a little too long. That's just me. I don't know why, but incredible. Heath Ledger is a joke. It's an incredible movie. It's an incredible movie. So you can't go wrong with all those. Glad to be a comic book nerd watching these movies. I think you can't ask for more. So yeah, great question. Great question. No, it's not. Generally, CGC is the standard that people go with. CBCS, I think, is 10 to 20% less value if you have putting them up right next to each other. But CBCS has really caught up quite a bit. Tell us your Darth Jar Jar theory. No, I don't have any Darth Jar Jar theories. I had enough Jar Jar. My story about Jar Jar, which I really disliked episode 1. And what happened is when it came out, I literally hadn't seen any Star Wars movie in a movie theater for years, of course, since Return of the Jedi. Actually, no, that's not true, because they did the re-release of them all special edition, and we went to see those in the theater. And they did that like maybe a couple years before episode 1. But anyway, this is a big deal. So all my friends and my wife at the time, we all went, and we went to the midnight showing. So we all stayed up all night long. We went to the midnight showing. It was not the movie I thought it was. I hated Jar Jar. And, it was a long movie. So we got out at like 2:30, and we all kind of stumbled out of the theater, I remember. And I remember my one friend looked at everybody and said, I don't know what I just saw, So I'm just going to go home and sleep on it. And everybody just agreed with that. And then we kind of all got in our cars and went home. But yeah, episode 1, and it wasn't Jar Jar's fault, although maybe it was, but it definitely wasn't the movie that I thought it was going to be. But it's not as bad as I thought it was either. So, but yeah, episode 1 and 2 definitely I struggle with. I struggle and I struggle watching. I don't think I'd watch it. Hey, Crazy Dan, thanks for stopping through. I appreciate it. Yeah, streaming live. That's crazy streaming live. That's what I'm doing. Dan K, what comic shop stock? Yes, I'm Black Panther. I mean, you can't go wrong, right? We had talked a little bit about, the ones that are the ones that maybe have a little bit smaller mints, 10,000, but they've released so many good ones recently. Jim 83. Yeah. Pick one that you like, though. It's no fun, if you're just buying stuff that, and you never know. All this could go to zero. We don't know, we don't know if Veve's going to survive. We don't know anything, right? So if you're going to go down. I always think go down with something you love, right? Jerry, great. Getting some subs, Jerry. Good work. Yeah, the Black Label stuff is cool. What was the one I read a bunch of their Black Label? It was this kind of medieval horror. God, what's it called? God something? Oh, I can't remember. Anyways, yeah, their Black Label stuff is pretty cool. DC's Black Label, I do enjoy. House on the Lake, or was it? I didn't read that one, but it was really House on the something lake. That was another Black Label one that was really popular. I can't remember the name of it, but I didn't get it, but that was really popular. My house is a big collection of Bronze Silver Age comic level books. Past few days, I've been having their boxes from cheap. Love them. Yeah. That sounds great. It's fun to, I haven't gone to a Comic-Con for a while, obviously COVID, and then I haven't just been so busy. But that's one of them. I always go by myself most of the time. Maybe it's too much information. And it's just because I want to sit and dig through all the long boxes, and no one wants to do that with me. No, it's no fun for other people. So what I do is I have my backpack. I bring these cases that if I find comics, I can put them in and they're protected. So I load up my backpack with a couple of those cases. And if I'm going to sell any books, sometimes I bring that. But yeah. And then I just go by myself, and I literally will go to booth by booth, and then I'll look at every one of their comics. I might spend, 45 minutes at each booth as I'm going through every one of their long boxes. I love it. It's like the best. Pull out like 10 or 20 books, you negotiate the price. It's the best. It's the best. Other people might hate it, but I love doing that. Awesome. BioShock. Agreed. I think he meant Winter Soldier. Really good movie. Winter Soldier. Yes. Winter Soldier, when you found out that, hopefully this isn't a spoiler because the movie's been out for how many years. Winter Soldier's cool as hell. The fight scenes are cool as hell. The iconic fight scene of Captain America in the elevator is awesome. You find out that Hydra's infiltrated S.H.I.E.L.D. is awesome. It's just bonkers. Robert Redford's in it. Come on. It's a great movie. Yeah, I'll go for them. I'll buy them. I'll get them all. I don't know if I'll get the SR. Sometimes I haven't been getting a lot of the SRs. They're too expensive for me, but I'll get a bunch of the commons. Winter Soldier. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, CGC is superior. Go with what Jerry says. Whatever Jerry says, you do what Jerry says. Spider-Man 2. Yeah, another one. Superman. Yes. Infinity War. Yeah, those are all great ones. And really, okay, another one that another movie that maybe people might not like as much is the original Thor movie. I saw that in the theater. I didn't know what to think of it, but I actually like that movie quite a bit. Is the original Thor? No, I shouldn't say it's not one of my. It's not probably. Well, there's so many movies in MCU, but it's a lot better movie than you think. It's a lot movie. Shang-Chi is actually a pretty cool movie. I I liked it at the time. I saw it again on Disney Plus just a little bit ago, and the fight scenes are so ridiculous. The fight scenes are so ridiculous. Oh yeah, the Darth Maul fight scene is the best part, and of course, it's 10 minutes. You could just had that and then turned off the movie, right? I was not okay. Jerry says looking back is better. Yeah, I think he's talking about Star Wars. Yeah, that is the standard, right? Empire Strikes Back is the standard, the gold standard for Star Wars. I think about Star Wars movies, Empire, Episode 4, Episode, Return of the Jedi. That trilogy is just the greatest. And then, of course, Episode 1 and 2 are not so good. Episode 3 is pretty entertaining. There's issues with it, of course, but Episode 3 is pretty entertaining. And then you go to the 7, 8, and 9. I really liked Force Awakens. I thought it was good for what it was supposed to do. I was entertained. And then, of course, the last two were just not good. And really, the final one was a real mess, I felt like. And I was disappointed in it. Hopefully they can figure it out. But, I did a, if you guys will ever want to go back, I did a, how to fix Star Wars video year ago, 2 years ago. But I'm trying to remember some of the points I had there. But one of the points was I think they got to just do something brand new because they keep on bringing back old things. They brought back Palpatine in the final, one against Rey. They keep on bringing things back again and again, repeating them. How many times do we have to see the Death Star, right? And they just need new stuff. I think if they go, I got to be careful what I say. I don't want to ruin things, but I think if they do some of the things I think they might do with Thrawn, I think it could be very interesting because it takes us to a different place in the galaxy or outside of the galaxy. I suggested they fast forward 1,000 years. I think the Force has gotten too strong. I mean, like in the end, she's like healing the guy. Rey can do anything. She can fly planes. She can wield 5 different, she can wield any type of lightsaber. She's like basically a god of all Jedis. You know what I mean? That's too much. So I feel like they need to reset the Force so it's not so strong. It doesn't make you a god. It just, it's cool, but so I just think that there's a number of things they need to do with it to kind of reset the Star Wars universe. One of the things that I think they've proven with The Mandalorian, they proved with Rebels, is that they can have stories outside of the Skywalker saga. So that's super significant, I think. So there's some of my nonsensical Star Wars thoughts. I don't know why I'm so Star Wars heavy today. Stop said one Chinese here. Wow, that is crazy. That's cool. That's super cool. Take you for a run. I run along the Han River. That'd be good though. Yeah, I haven't, we were going to go this year and just too much craziness. My schedule for my kids is crazy. So maybe next year we'll go. Back to Seoul. I haven't been there for 5 years, I think. What do you agree with MC? We all agree with MC. Okay. Man of Steel is actually a very sneaky movie as well. I really like Man of Steel. Here's my take on Man of Steel. I always say I give it a B+. And what makes me mad about Man of Steel is I actually think it could have been an A-, but there was just different things that were wrong with it. And I can't think of anything offhand. Some of the pacing, the end, I think was too long. The fight scene in the end was too long as well. But Man of Steel is a good movie and close to a great movie, in my opinion. Hey, there you go. And I just got one. Yes. So I think what he's saying there, I actually have that one, not in 9.8 and 9.6, is Star Wars Clone Wars 1, which is the first appearance of Ahsoka. Obviously, we saw her in The Mandalorian, and she, it's just a huge character. Anakin's Padawan, left a Jedi. She's got a great story arc, and we haven't seen the end of it. Ahsoka's a great character. It's arguable that Ahsoka might be the greatest character in Star Wars. I think she is an incredible character when you go from just hating her and she's annoying as hell to you know, who she is now. So yeah, sorry, that's my dog. That comic, Star Wars Clone Wars 1 9.8, I think it used to be like 2K, might be down to like 1400. I have a 9.6 of it. Definitely a good one. Definitely a good one. I think that's what he's talking about. Yeah, and that's probably right, MC. It's for kids, and that's okay. That's okay. We gotta let it go. So, you know, I'm almost done here with the comments. I've been on, I think, almost 2 hours, which is crazy for me. It's my longest stream ever. So I think I'm going to wrap it up here pretty soon. But we'll keep talking. We'll see. We'll keep talking here until you guys tell me to shut up here. Yes, definitely. That's another one. And obviously they have the new High Republic stuff. It'll be interesting to see what they decide to do. And I think, you know, if you go by the rumors, there's crazy nonsense going on at Lucasfilm. You know, is Kathleen, you know, Kennedy going to be stepped down? You know, who's taking over? There's all kinds of issues going on. Hey, my dog is like, don't go over there. Go sit down in your bed. Yeah. I might have to let my dog out. This stream might be ended by my dog, unfortunately, but we'll keep going. But yeah, definitely. I agree. There would be some cool lines. And obviously, you know, interesting way to say it. I agree. VV vibes. Interesting way to say it. What if my third choice? I just know. Yeah. And that's it. Buy what you like. And you can't go wrong. You really can't. Cause then you're collecting a bunch of cool stuff that's personal to you. Love it. Oh, these guys are buying these guys. Oh, Clever Jerks. He's good. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I really appreciate Clever Jerk. Okay, so we're at the end here. I think I'm gonna close it down. I think I got through most of the comments. I appreciate everybody who stopped by. I appreciate everybody who did the super chats. That's great. I'll use your money to buy a Lambo. And really fun. I want to do more streams. Got to find the time. And it's cool to interact with everybody. I'm glad, you know, it's fun to talk about nonsense, not so scripted, whatever. But in my normal videos, as you know. But and as always, you know, hit me up on Twitter, hit me up on IG, whatever's easiest for you. But I hope you guys all have a good night, and I'll talk to y'all later.